Well, good morning. Good morning, my fellow sensitive people. I have a remote for you. Please, no messages saying, Whimsy, what's wrong with you? You looked terrible in the last video. I looked like a 59-year-old woman without makeup who's just woken up. So I decided to give you today's remote. Good morning. And how do you look in the morning? Okay, I'm having my coffee. I'm here with my cat. And because I am overcoming the sin of karma, that is why I didn't put on lipstick for you this morning. All right, let's do it. So there's been a lot. Let's talk about the Justice Department, because that is really what I've been meditating on a lot. People have said, Merrick Garland, remote view, Merrick Garland, go in, try and put yourself in the shoes. Yesterday, if you looked at yesterday's video, somebody had asked if we could go in and take a look at Merrick Garland, so we shuffled, we did the cards, we had base card of, I think it was something like the Seven of Wands. I mean, it was just wands, wands, wands. So wands are associated with fire because wood burns. Right? It's also associated in Chinese medicine with liver, gallbladder, meridians, which is associated with the emotions of anger, heat. In Western medicine, it stores stuff, right? Mila is right behind me. She's walking around. You see her tail. So when we think about the wands, we think about entrepreneurship, we think about work, like the Ten of Wands. It's about work and fighting. It's also about boundaries and territory and Aries and my way and establishing one's territory. So the cards that came in were cards that were associated with, well, they were all wands. So it was work, work, work. So I interpreted that. When I looked at the energy, I interpreted that as meaning that those were caseloads. That was why when we looked at carrying the heavy load, in the wands, that this was most likely multiple cases. All right, so now when we follow the energy, that takes us from the Justice Department carrying a bunch of cases, and then I followed the energy. So this is short HCRV technique where you use a fetish object, like the cards, and then you gaze at them, and you go into your gut, and then you get pulled into a vision. That's HCRV short form. So when I was looking at the cards, what I saw that each of the wands corresponded to different types of work that they would be doing, or different people that they would be prosecuting, and possible future calling of grand juries, etc. But what was interesting was that the work went from the Justice Department, those cases, and they were handed over to the FBI, which leads me to suspect that there's some type of coordination that's taking place between the FBI and the Justice Department that is just focused on the conspiracy to overthrow the election January 6th. So it looked like Merrick Garland had taken massive amounts of files of some kind and had handed them to the FBI. I don't understand how prosecution works, if it's the FBI takes it to the Justice Department or vice versa, but how it looked to me, how the flow looked, was that things were referred to the Justice Department looked at it and then referred it to the FBI for further investigation and prosecution. And that they were coordinating with the FBI, a whole team of the FBI, in order to just prosecute these multiple cases, and that additional prosecutors would probably be hired not just by the Justice Department, but by the FBI, because the work was going to the FBI. That's what it looked like. All right, thanks for listening, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.